So welcome everyone to Thursday night yoga therapy. Tonight we are working on the upper back, neck and shoulders. And I know a lot of you have various things going on there, so I'm going to keep that in mind. And we often carry a lot of our tension, our mental tension and stress in this area. And it often gets aggravated by just a lot of computer work too. So it's a big area for many of us. So just lie on your backs and just check out how you're feeling this evening. From one of the unceded territories of British Columbia, you might want to just take a moment to think about which Coast Salish peoples you are linking to in your territory. And when you're ready, you can stretch out your legs if you're comfortable, or keep your legs bent, and you're going to inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the arms down. Now, if this doesn't work for you, bringing the arms all the way up, which for many people doesn't, you can use a bolster or a big pillow and put it behind you and bring your hands to that. So that's always an option. Or you can bring your arms at the sides, inhale up, exhale down to any height that works for you. So using one of those options, please begin. Tadaka Mudra. It's comfortable, tuck your chin in at the top of the inhale, exhale, arms coming down. Now, in this position, if your chin is sticking up like this, and your weight's on the back of your head, try to tuck your chin in. If you can't do that, put a pillow or a blanket under your head until you have that alignment. Your chin should be a little lower than your nose and in line with your heart. Stretching the back of the neck as you inhale, exhale, arm coming down. And add Om to our exhale when you're ready. Your own timing, okay? Your own Om. Be sure you're all muted. You want to add on Om Namo, sounds like this. Om Namo. Join or just listen. Om Namo. Last one, Om Namo Namaha. All this means I let go, I surrender, I accept. Om Namo Namaha. Inhale, coming out. Om Namo Namaha.
comfortable, stay with your arms at the top. So they could be like this, or they could be wider according to your neck and shoulders. So just adjust. You could be lying on a rolled mat lengthwise with your spine as well. So just keep that in mind if you're practicing at home later at a different time, or you could add it now. And just stay here and breathe. The full pose is feet together, interlocking the fingers, palms coming away from you, and breathing here. Exhale from the pelvic floor to the belly button. The lower back comes to the floor. That's the tadaka, the little pond you create by engaging that lock in the belly. Now inhale into the upper chest, middle chest, lower chest, full belly. The chin might come in, Jalandhara Bandha. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in, chest falls. Hold for a moment. Inhale, upper chest, middle chest, lower chest, full belly, chin coming in. Again, adjust these arms if they're not comfortable. One more time. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in, chest falls. Hold for a moment. Inhale, upper chest, middle chest, lower chest, full belly, tuck that chin in. And then release, bring the arms down. Palms facing up. Just rest. Feel free to bend the knees. Just notice how you feel. And bending the knees now. Feel free to add a block between the thighs, a pillow or a bolster, and you could also put a belt on the thighs. I think I'm going to do that version today. So with the belt on the thighs, you're pressing out, and you could also put a block between the thighs as well as the belt. So the block between the legs, you're pressing in. With the belt, you're pressing out. Okay, heels aligned with your knees. You're going to inhale, lift the hips up as high as you can. And exhale, coming down. We're going to add the arms if it's comfortable. Try not to look at me as you do this, because twisting the head, I'm going to do it right now, is not a good idea as you do this. Inhale, coming up, arms overhead. That chin lock. Exhale, rolling down. Now, you might want to, as you roll down, leave your arms up and stretch them away from you. And at the end of the exhale, bring the hands down so you get some traction in the spine, in the upper back. Keep this going your own timing. Inhale up, exhale down. Focusing on lengthening the spine as you exhale. Stretch the hands away from you. Create space between those vertebrae. Sometimes because of injury or aging, we start getting compression in between our vertebrae. See if you can put your attention on the feeling of the upper back rolling down as you come down from the top of the spine to the base of the spine. Inhale, lifting up. If you can, breathe into the chest, then into the belly. comfortable after the next one, when you come up, exhale, bend the elbows in cactus arms. Tuck the shoulders underneath. The palms can be at the side. The hands can be by the hips if your hands don't go down when they're up by your shoulders, or they can be down by your hips or at hip height. So it just adjusts the height. And breathe here. So you inhale, can you lift a little bit higher? And exhale, you'll go down a little bit, but not too much. Inhale, try to lift a little higher, breathing into the chest, then the belly. Exhale. Just go in your own timing. When you're ready, rolling down, release the arms. Release whatever props you have on your legs. Grab your belt if you have it nearby. You can use a scarf. Use an exercise band. I like to make a loop with my belt. There's many ways to hold it, your choice. Stretching those legs up. Inhale. Exhale, bring the legs a little bit more towards you. Bringing the lower back to the ground. Inhale, legs away, pointing the toes. Just stretching those legs after having them bent. Bringing a semi-inversion, a little relaxation after probably being on your feet most of the day. Just getting the blood flowing, encouraging the venous blood return to the heart, the lymphatic system pumping. Just feeling your lower back, your legs, your feet. If you like, just stay in the position. If you have a belt, you can make a namaste position and bring your hands to your heart and just stay here. You can also put your legs up a wall, or just stay with your legs in the sky and hands to the sky. So you can also do it that way, just a semi-inversion here. Inhale Om, exhale Namo. This means I accept, I allow, I surrender to what is. In the yoga of action, this surrender is balanced with tapas, disciplined action, focused attention. Having decided with wisdom what you want to do, your course of action. Swadhyaya. It's called Kriya Yoga, Chapter 2, Sutra 1. When you're ready, release. I'm going to get a bit more into the neck. I'm going to turn this way so that all these props aren't blocking literally your view of my upper back. So in this pose, you're going to inhale, bring your arms up overhead to your place. Again, you could have a bolster or even a chair that you bring your hands to, or a stool. And exhale, you're going to bring one arm down. So I'm bringing my left down as I turn my head also to the left. Inhale, unturn the head and bring the arm up. Exhale, other side, right arm moving down and turn your head to the right. Now the back of my head is going towards my top arm. So I lift my head a little bit, place it. Inhale, center, unturn the head. Exhale, arm coming down. Just keep this going. Inhale, both arms coming up. Exhale, left arm coming down. Turning the head, inhale, center. Both arms up. Exhale, right arm coming down, turn your head right. Inhale, unturn the head, bring the arms up. Exhale, release, bring the arms down. Take a break. We're going to keep going with this. Some of you might want to stay on one side and go into a deeper stretch. Arms coming up, inhale, exhale, left arm coming down, turn the head left, and then try staying here a couple of breaths. Now you can open that bottom hand if you like and adjust the height. Top of the head is towards that right arm. And when you're ready, bringing the head center, inhale, left arm up, exhale, right arm down, turn the head to the right, back the head towards the left arm, and just stay here. As you exhale, maybe turn your head a little bit more to the right. Inhale, release. Both palms can be up. And adjust the height of the arms to comfort for your neck. And stayed 4 to 6 breaths. Unturn the head. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bringing your arms down. Just rest. Your legs can be straight or bent. Just rest for a moment. I'm going to do bridge pose again. This time I'm going to grab my block and hug in just for some contrast. So you can be using a pillow, even a bolster. All right, so for this one, I'm going to bring my hands to my heart. As I inhale, I'm going to come up. My hands are at my heart. I'm tucking my shoulders under, lifting my hips nice and high. And as I exhale, I'm going to come down and stretch my hands away from me to the sky. Now, as you do this, you might want to bring your palms together if you're working with your wrists or your hands more than your shoulders, or if you're working more with the shoulders, bring the hands down. You could tuck the shoulders underneath. You could stay a breath. And then exhale, coming down. Stretch your hands away. Some of you know we do this in warrior pose, standing. It's a very similar position. So just keep this going. This is the Dvipadipedam version. I like to stay at least one breath because I like to tuck my shoulders underneath. But you can just keep going up and down. Let's do another couple. Last time. And rest. Okay, so as I counter this time, we're just going to do windshield wipers side to side. So inhale, center, exhale, bring your knees to one side. Inhale, center, exhale, knees to the other side. And you might be feeling this in your shoulders. So the opposite shoulder of the knees, you might be feeling that. So you can put your attention there if you like, or you might want to focus more on the hips. Depends where you felt the posture. So the counter pose is to counter whatever, possible negative effects from the previous pose. So that depends on your body. What's going on for you? If you want to add a little bit more neck and shoulders, you can slide that hand across and roll on one shoulder as you exhale. And inhale, come back to the center. And then exhale, other side. So you're getting into the back of the shoulder. Into those posterior deltoids, trapezius. This also really helps people with a tight mid-back. And just finishing up. Then just come to the center and rest. Notice how you feel. Yeah, we're going to do some Apanasana, knees to chest, with a focus on the shoulders. So we're just going to start with one at a time. This is pretty simple, but very effective if you have a sticky shoulder. So I'm going to hold my left knee with my right hand as I inhale. I'm going to bring the shoulder away, the right shoulder away, pressing the left knee into the hand. As I exhale, I'm going to draw that knee across and draw the right shoulder down to the floor, drawing that shoulder blade down. Inhale, the knee's coming away, the right shoulder comes off. And exhale, drawing the shoulder down and bringing the knee across towards my right shoulder. This was my very first yoga therapy pose when I met my teacher Sridhar. The very beginning of my training in Chennai in November 2001, and the first week of the program, the 1-month introduction to Krishnamacharya's yoga, I fell down the stairs twice. Monsoon season, slipped and pulled my left shoulder and had my first rotator cuff injury of my life. And I had been doing very tough chaturangas before that, Ashtanga Vinyasa push-ups. And this is what Sridhar gave me, and I was completely shocked. I was only 31 at the time. Switch sides, but it was very effective. I was very surprised. Exhale, bring that knee across. Inhale, knee coming away. So it's really targeting one shoulder at a time, used for rotator cuff injuries. And just some stickiness in the shoulders. Working with the scapula a lot, as well as the deltoids. You might want to have something under your head if you're straining your neck as you do this, so just be aware of that. It's also nice if you have any arthritis in your hands, it can kind of work that a little bit. Really pull the shoulder down at the end of the exhale, and then inhale, let it come forward. When you're ready, we're going to do both shoulders, not bringing them across. Inhale, knees away. And again, feel that stretch up to the hands and the shoulders coming forward. Exhale, draw the knees in, tuck the shoulders underneath as the belly draws in. And really draw the shoulder blades down the back. Inhale, let the shoulders roll forward. And let the knees help the shoulders rotate forward. So this is protraction and retraction of the shoulders. Can just help get those shoulder blades working better. Again, arthritis in the hands, it could be very helpful for working with that in the wrists, in the hands. Some of you have that going on. You might feel quite a bit of work there if that's your spot. I've got the knees pretty wide apart for this, shoulder width apart. Secondarily, of course, this is working the lower back, but our focus is the upper back. Surprisingly challenging. Feel any stickiness in those shoulders. And just finish up. Give your knees a hug. Just rest. You can hold on top or underneath the knees. Just rest. All right. We're going to flip onto our bellies. So some of you may want to put a blanket under your belly or a pillow to help you get a little bit more height. So we've done this for the lower back. We're going to work a little bit more with the upper back today. We're just going to start with Bhujangasana Cobra with the palms facing up. You might want to have an eye pillow or a cushion under the forehead for comfort of the head. You're going to inhale, roll the shoulders back and come up. Now, if you're prone to headaches, I'd recommend really keeping that chin in. Otherwise, some of you might be able to, at the end of the inhale, look slightly forward, but be careful. And exhale, coming down. If it's comfortable, turn your head to one side and release the shoulders forward as you exhale. So we've warmed up for this on our backs. Inhale, roll those shoulders back. Keep the chin in. I'm also using my legs by stretching them long. So I'm using my lower back, engaging my core slightly. And at the end of the inhale, maybe looking straight ahead. That's classical. Bhujangasana, exhale, release. And turn the head the opposite direction. Let the shoulders roll forward. Bhujangasana Cobra. Inhale. So the tail of the cobra is engaged. So you can have your feet together. You can have a block between your legs. Or you can just kind of stretch your legs nice and long so that you're not disengaged through the core as you do this. Side to side on the exhale, completely relax. Keep it going side to side. Now this is stretching and strengthening the upper back, neck, and shoulders. Notice if one side turning your head is easier than the other. And notice in your daily life, if someone calls your name and they're behind you, which way do you tend to turn? You're on a bicycle, you're walking. Do you tend to always turn one way? So I know for me, it's always left because my body's a little turn left. And when I teach, I'm always teaching to the left side of the room. I have to remind myself to go to the other side. So just notice that in this position, when I turn to the right, it's like, oh, that's a little harder. Just notice that in your body. You can keep that chin tucked in or look a little bit forward at the end of the inhale, and that will help you lift a little higher. Tuck the chin in, and then at the end of the exhale, turn the head. We're going to take a rest. It's quite a bit of work. Fold those hands, rest the forehead on the folded hands. And just rest. If this is not a rest, find another position that is. You might want to go into child's pose if your lower back's bothering you. And again, if you are prone to headaches, really make sure you keep that chin tucked in as you come up. And we're going to bring the hands to shoulder height now. This is a little more classical Bhujangasana using the hands. So you're going to inhale, lift up, drawing those elbows in towards me. I'm using the legs. I'm engaging my core. And at the end of the inhale, maybe I look forward. My belly stays on the ground. As I exhale, I come down. You can come straight down, or if your neck liked it, you could turn your head to one side. And keep that going. Bhujangasana, inhale. So this is opening the chest and strengthening the back. And that's what we want, to keep a nice open apart in our posture. We want to strengthen the back body and stretch the front body. These muscles work in opposition. We're working the shoulders as well. Inhale, the shoulders are looping up, back, and down, elbows in towards the sides. Stomach on the ground, the end of the exhale turning the head. You might be getting warm. This is also working the kidneys. Some of you, I know, are working with your kidneys. And this is said to stimulate the kidneys. Chinese medicine and Ayurveda, kidneys are an area of coldness and fear. So this pose is also said to warm them up and create courage, the opposite of fear. That's the same with doing our warrior poses standing. So you might be getting warm. We'll just do one more. Inhale, center. Exhale, coming down and rest. You can fold your hands, rest on those folded hands. Feel free to go to child's pose if your lower back is bothering you. Just rest. When I started these in my early 30s, I always had to do child's pose in between. So that would be normal if you have a lower back problem. Okay, you can keep one of those going, or if you feel ready to add a little bit more weight of your arms, we're going to add our arms as weights, as levers. We're going to start with a small lever and then extend. Okay, and this is lots of this in Gary Kraftso's Yoga for Wellness. If you're interested, he's got tons of these, because I think he actually had to work a lot with kyphosis in his own body, so he knows a lot about this area. So you're going to inhale, you're going to come up, and you're going to bring one hand forward in a saluting position. You won't be able to come as high. If you want to come a little higher, you can put that blanket or pillow under the belly, and it will help you come up. Keep that chin in for this one. For most people, maybe looking forward, but chin in a bit safer. Exhale, come down, turn the head away from the saluting hand, and then other side. Inhale, coming up, and exhale, coming down. So I'm going to move my mat a bit because you need some space for those salutes. So keep that going, side to side. Again, if you're prone to headaches, just be really careful to keep that chin in. And it can become a rotation exercise also for the shoulder. Now, if you want more weight, come to a diamond shape. Moving into Shavasana, just working the arms, not the legs. And you can come to a full arm. Oh, I've got a wall there I can press into. This one uses your room, lots of space. So pick your medicine. We'll just do a few more. I do recommend keeping the chin in for this one. Classically, you're looking forward, but it's pretty hard for most people to do that. So straining. And take a break. Let's go into child's pose. You should be good and warm after that. Should be feeling some heat. Those are Brahmana poses. They're heating, expanding, they're warming. If child's pose doesn't work for you, lie on your back and bring your knees to your chest. Now, child's pose, if you have your arms out in front of you, it's more about your upper back. If they're behind you, it goes more into your lower back. So just think about that for your body. Do some side child with your arms going one side then the other, and feel that stretch in the whole side body, including under the armpit. Rib cage. The intercostal muscles often get tight between the ribs. Inhale, center, exhale, other side. Stretching all that out. You can focus more on the lower back by putting your attention there if you like. And center. Always after I do those side stretches, I notice the center feels quite different, having done one side at a time. So just notice if that's the case for you. And when you're ready, we're going to come back onto the back body. And you are going to get to rest a little bit now. Now, you might feel some sensation of quite a bit of blood flow in the head. So don't worry, this will hopefully change shortly. So I'm going to use this block between my shoulders and these blocks under my head. If you don't have a block like this, you can use a rolled mat or a foam roller as well. That's another option. Or you could just use a bolster if you have a bolster under your head. You could use these blocks or a bolster. I think actually I'm going to use a bolster. Let's see how that goes. It's going to be a little better. You can also use another one of these hard blocks under your head. Okay, so this is going between your shoulders, starting at your mid back. So around where your bra strap is, if you have one of those. And lie down, and then you rest your head on that bolster, block, etc. And again, you don't want your chin sticking up. If it is, well, it could be sticking up a tiny bit, but not too much. If it is, then put a blanket under your head. Now, if your lower back is feeling quite crunched in this position, you can try putting a block like this or a pillow under your buttocks for more support of your lower back. So feel free to do that. And you'll know when it's in the right place. It will feel very comfortable. If it doesn't feel comfortable, try just a rolled blanket, the length of your spine. And just settling in. This is a bolster version of fish. And if you like, you can play with bending your elbows, squeezing in as you exhale, and then inhale, arms to the sides. Some of you might want to put your feet in the Supta Baddha Konasana or cross your legs. Sukhasana. Inhale from the chest to the belly. Exhale, belly to chest. And if the lights are high where you are, feel free to lower them. You can even shut your camera off just to really zone into your own self for these last 15 minutes together. Occasionally, I like to draw those shoulders in and really squeeze the block. And then inhale, release. Ujjayi pranayama, constricting the throat if that's comfortable. Working with the heart chakra and the throat chakra for these neck and shoulder classes. So comfortable to start counting your breath. Inhale 4 to 12 seconds. Exhale the same. If your hands are getting tingly at all, just lower them. Lower your arms. Just moving into silence, just resting, observing the natural rise and fall of the breath. Feeling free to come out at any time. We've been here for about 5 minutes. So I invite you to stay here or to roll onto one side. Just be careful. So rolling off your props to one side into side child's pose for a moment. Fetal position, just resting. Let's notice all the energy in the back body right now. Upper back, neck, and shoulders. And you can lie in Shavasana on your back right now. You could lie on a rolled mat, a rolled blanket, or on a bolster like I'm going to show. put my feet at the wall so that I'm kind of locked in my lower body. And I'm just going to check in with my lower back and see how it's doing. Feel free to add a block or a pillow or a blanket is my preference under the head. Or you can also add blocks underneath the head of the bolster. Simply like that. There's other variations, but I'll just start with that. Just see what's most comfortable for you. Again, that block underneath sacrum, the lowest part of the lower back, that might feel better for your lower back. Let's check in. Or just on your back in Shavasana. I'm going to stay here for about 5 minutes. Is there a way you can make yourself just 1% more comfortable? Any adjustments, micro adjustments? Just rest the breath. Inhale, let, exhale, go. Inhale, om, exhale, namo. We hold on to so much tension in our neck and shoulders. Just asking our body, our mind, and our breath to just let go. Any holding, any tension, any guarding in the heart center. You're ready, just starting to increase the length of your breath, perhaps moving hands and feet, any way that helps you come back into the awareness of your body, and the room around you. When you feel ready, turning to one side, perhaps your right side, exposing the more receptive left side. Coming up to a comfortable seated position. To close, if you're not comfortable seated, just keep lying down, and you can end the class that way rather than sitting. Feel free to adjust. Placing your hands at your heart. Just noticing how your heart is feeling. Your spiritual heart. Your emotional heart. You're feeling safe, relaxed. Is there still some tension there, some guarding, some fear arising? Just notice that. You can stay with whatever is. You can just affirm to yourself, your nervous system, that you are safe. I am safe from all harm. Ready, joining me with Om Shanti, or just staying with that. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Namaskaram. Thank you very much.